News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, a murder suspect rejects all offers and his attorney.
And Valley Electric responds to a power pole accident. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Unette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
The defense says their client won't take a plea deal. It's Tuesday, October 15th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry.
Well, it may take 3 years since the death of 3-year-old Yesenia Camp that the case against the person said to be responsible for her murder is heard in court. Suspect Cole Ingleson has rejected all plea deals and says that he now wants to fire his public defender. Yesenia's autopsy report shows blunt force trauma to the head and multiple bruising. She was found to be unresponsive at the home and in the care of Ingleson. Child murder suspect Cole Ingleson was seen in court yesterday in front of Judge Robert Lane. Ingleson has been incarcerated since the death of 3-year-old Yesenia Camp, who died in her mother's home off Gamebird Road on July 15th of 2017. Ingleson is a suspect in this case. In the courtroom, Ingleson's attorney, Brent Percival, talked about the problems developing the case, that there is no expert witnesses available before Christmas, which is when the trial is set for.
As the court's aware, this case involves the death of a 3-year-old, and it's very difficult to find someone that wants to testify in a pediatric murder case the week before Christmas, or that will end the week before Christmas on the 8th. It's scheduled through the 18th, which would be 1 week before Christmas. So that's the problem in developing the defense I'm having right now.
Percival also says that there has been many plea deals offered to Ingleson that have been rejected. He says that those offers have now been withdrawn from the Nye County District Attorney's office.
The offers have not gotten better, and I am assured are not going to get better than the one that was already rejected, and that one has been withdrawn.
The court date is now set for December 3rd through the 6th and the afternoon of the 9th. Judge Robert Lane says that he received several motions that were filed by Cole Ingleson on his own without his attorney. Ingleson is seeking to replace his defense attorney. He says that he is not properly representing him.
You argue and stipulate, or you could say, I don't want to talk about this stuff because I don't want to hurt my client's case, which is what he just indicated. I think it really boils down to, and this is going to be your chance to tell me, but I think it really boils down to you saying you don't want Brent anymore as your attorney, you want some other guy.
We're actually locked in suit right now, sir. It would be case number 19SM00803, and we're scheduled for January 6th of 2020. Right now, he's constitutionally biased against me. All I want is to be reassigned unbiased counsel.
Judge Lane responds to Ingleson saying that he is going to rule denying him to be given a new attorney. He says he cannot do this because he believes the attorney is acting in his best interest, and sometimes people just don't get along. He gives examples about defendants asking for new judges and new attorneys all the time. He gives examples saying that defendants often ask for new judges or attorneys frequently. After Judge Lane speaks to Ingleson about his concerns, he asks Attorney Percival questions about the progress he is making in this case. The district attorney's office and the defense attorney agree that if they cannot find an expert witness before Christmas, that the court date will need to be pushed until January.
And the driver of a tractor trailer looks like he might have miscalculated the corner traveling east of Basin Avenue from Highway 160. His back tire struck a power pole going around the bend.
Right before noon today, traffic was blocked in all directions traveling eastbound on Basin Avenue in the right travel lane for a semi-truck with trailer that had struck a power pole. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, Nevada Highway Patrol, and Valley Electric Association crews were on scene. A tow truck was called in to remove the truck from the power pole. Valley Electric crews checked out the power pole to see if there was any substantial damage. There was no power outages reported in this area. The truck did sustain major damage to one of the axles on the rear wheel. No injuries were reported and no other vehicles were involved. And Uber is laying off some of their drivers. Angela has that story and more.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the strike at Mack Truck. The president of the company says he's surprised and disappointed. The union decided to strike rather than allowing our employees to keep building trucks and engines while the parties continued negotiations. Around 3,600 hourly workers in Florida, Maryland, and Pennsylvania took to picket lines Saturday. The UAW says the strike is over fair pay and benefits as Mack Truck rolls in profits. A new round of layoffs is happening at Uber. This time, 350 employees across the company, including Uber Eats, are out of a job. Back in September, the taxi app company cut 435 positions in its engineering and product divisions. In August, 400 were let go from its marketing team. The stock gained ground Monday as the company slimmed down.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thinking about expanding your family? What you might need to know in considering becoming a foster parent. Next.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005. This portion of the news is also brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, there's a huge need for foster parents in our area. The Division of Child and Family Services is hoping to find loving homes to place these children in locally.
We're looking for foster parents in the Pahrump community because we have a large need to actually be able to place our kids in a loving home. It's not as difficult or hard as people believe. It's actually pretty easy. It's usually a background check and a few other things. They check your home. They actually do an interview called a home study, which takes about 3 sessions. But other than that, most people actually get through it pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty long process, maybe 3-4 months. But at the same time, you know, it's worth it if your heart is in it.
How long does the children typically stay inside your home, and how many kids can you have inside your home?
It depends on the size of your home, and that's something that's actually done in a home study. It just depends on the size of your home and also what you're capable of actually, you know, your capacity. It could be 4 kids, it could be 6 kids, it could be only 1 if that's what you're able to do. We're just happy that people are doing it. So it doesn't have to be a whole lot. We have a high need for teenagers. Mm-hmm. Usually adolescents between the age of like 12 to 18 mm-hmm. is probably our most difficult to place because of some of the trauma that these kids have. So those are probably our highest need right now is between the age of 12 to 18. Well, we have Pride training, which is a 3-day training, which consists of learning about DCFS as well as learning about trauma and about attachment as well as licensing. So it's a 3-day training that takes place right in Pahrump, and we offer it a few times a year. As you go along and when you do relicensing, it's just hours that you would have to do, and you can usually do that on a QPI website, which is Quality Parenting Initiative, that we actually require of a foster parent. Well, they could contact our 1-800 number and speak to Lori Nichols, or if not, they can call over to DCFS right next to the DMV on East Basin, and if we're not able to answer the question, we would definitely point them in the right direction. So we do offer a lot of supportive services because a lot of our kids require therapy, sometimes psychiatric treatment, PSR, which is psychosocial rehab services. services. So we do offer those services and support, as well as sometimes, as well as a caseworker, and of course the caseworker's manager. So there's a lot of support out there, and there's a lot of support in the community for foster parents, as well as the fact that just understand, you know, reunification is our first rule of thumb for our children, but for some of our kids, they tend to stay in care just a little longer. So just having a loving home and for somebody to understand and accept them for who they are and not pretty much where they come from. There's a stipend that's given to the foster parents on a monthly basis, and it's for each kid, and it varies according to age. There's a number 1-888-423-2659 is our toll-free number, which actually will direct them to Lori Nichols. And the local number here is 775-727-8497, and someone can help them over at the DCFS office.
Well, All About You Day Spa has expanded, and with that expansion, they brought in some big talent. Today, we stopped by to meet beauty expert Nikki Snicks.
I'm a cosmetologist and a lash artist, and I've done hair for 10 years now, and I've been a lash artist for about 3 years. I'll also do a little bit of nails and whatever else. I'm covered, I'm licensed for everything, so I do everything. They're trending. I have more people that will cancel their doctor's appointment before they cancel their lash appointment. I specialize in 3 different styles, and I break it down to a classic, a hybrid, or a volume set. Everybody kind of has their own way of doing it, but that's the basics right there. And over time, you kind of develop your own little styles per eye, per person, lifestyle. You want to take all that into effect when you design someone's eye. I encourage more, if you're a responsible teen, then definitely, because they are a little bit of maintenance. Of course, you're working around the eye. You need to be able to sit still. You need to take home and do the daily maintenance on them and take care of them to keep infections or any lash breakage low. You would want to, be responsible with your lashes. But yeah, anybody can have them. It's done with a glue, and so a classic set is going to be 1 lash to 1 lash, and with a classic, I like to go a little bit thicker for darkness, and I like to do a little bit longer than the natural lash so that it stands out a little bit more, really just kind of enhancing what you already have. A hybrid is where you would take multiple lashes and put them on 1 lash so that you get more volume across the whole lash line. And then volumes are where you go in and every single lash that's on their lash line, you would put a fan, so multiple lashes, so you get this really dramatic look. Yeah. Right now, I just have like a strip lash because I'm so busy. I can't really get my lashes done all the time. Like I said, they're high maintenance. You should anticipate every 2 to 3 weeks being on the bed for about 1 hour to 2 hours for fills, and if it's an initial set, you'll probably be down the first time for at least 2 hours, and I'm just too busy to be laying down, and I'm way too ADHD to be laying there that long. So I go with strip lashes, and that's if I have an occasion, like a big event, of course I'm going to go get lashed for it. But on a daily, this is just what works for me. I do come from Vegas. I used to live out here. And I was out here for 3 years, but eventually I had to go back to the city, unfortunately. But yeah, I established a pretty good clientele to where I'm out here 2 to 3 days a week. A lot of people come into the spa. And then, of course, like word of mouth is probably my best form of advertisement at this point. Anyone who has lashes sees another girl with lashes, gotta get my lashes, so I get a lot of referrals in that sense. My phone number is 702-696-8306. You can call me directly to schedule. If I don't answer, just leave a message. I also really like text messages, and I can kind of get back to you when I can. If not, you just call All About You Day Spa. They know who to put you in touch with. So I actually got started doing hair, and I love hair, and I will always continue to do hair. Lash artistry has just been kind of like a side thing, but it's taking off. So I'm going with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you didn't notice, that was Deanna getting her lashes done, and look at the beautiful finished product.
Thanks,
looks
Nikki.
really good.
Really good job.
Yes. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, did you know there's such thing as a four-legged furry jumping bean? Today, Darby O'Donnell is showing us a very energetic pooch named Bean, who is literally jumping for joy to come home with a new family.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Bean. Bean is a 8-month-old boxer mix. She has so much energy. Come here, Bean. Bean, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. She is so much fun to be around. She's very, very playful. She instantly connects with you. She would be wonderful for a family. She has so much energy. She just got spayed, so she's all ready to go. So you can come down and see her and all of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society. They're on Ceria Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can look them up on Facebook at Desert Haven Animal Society or go online at deserthavenas.org.
Thanks so much, Darby. Well, the New Orleans Military Academy is the nation's only open enrollment charter high school with a Marine Corps Junior ROTC focus. Monica Pierre has more on this school of high expectations in today's Ed News.
Each morning, a group of JROTC cadets march out in military fashion to begin the school day with the color ceremony. Colors! They call out colors, raise, and salute the flag. The school day can now begin. This is the New Orleans Military and Maritime Academy, NOMA. It's a public, open enrollment high school founded on the principles and values of the United States Marine Corps. Every student is a cadet.
Our students are cadets. Participation in Marine Corps JROTC is mandatory here. It is not an elective as it is at other high schools.
There are currently 870 cadets enrolled at NOMA, with emphasis on academics, leadership, and character building.
The students here study in a very focused college preparatory environment. They're guided by a group of civilian teachers and Marine instructors.
Cadets say sometimes there are misconceptions about what goes on at NOMA.
So they expect us to have like guns and armed combat training and that kind of thing. But in reality, we're just a regular high school and we just wear the uniform to respect the Marine Corps.
There is diversity, something this military academy sees as a plus.
One of the best parts about teaching here and teaching history here is teaching history to so many different types of students and forcing them to grapple with those issues regardless of whatever background they're coming to the table with.
There's also athletics, including basketball, soccer, and wrestling. NOMA has a 97% graduation rate. For junior Marnix Fairchild, this school has become a family tradition. Her two older brothers are graduates. Her future plans include a military career.
I plan on going to college and then going to the Marine Corps. I want to become an officer and possibly do forensic anthropology.
NOMA feels confident it's turning out future leaders ready to serve country and community. For Ed Newsfeed, I'm Monica Pierre.
And now we're turning to local student news with our student news reporter, Veronica De La Rosa.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your student news. The Pahrump Valley High School Improv Club will be performing their Spooktober show October 18th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the PVHS Auditorium. It's free to enter, so please come and support our improv club. The Scholastic Book Fair is next week from October 21st through the 30th. It's confirmed for both Hafen and PVHS, and you can use cash, debit, or a credit card for your convenience. Hafen will be holding their family night next Tuesday, October 22nd, from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Parents and students are encouraged to go, and you could visit the library and shop at the book fair. There will be a raffle drawing and a coloring contest with great prizes. This has been Veronica De La Rosa for your student news.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, Deanna was just asking, is it going to get cooler? Let's take a look through our weather cam and look at our current skies, blue and beautiful. But what are those temperatures going to do? We'll take a closer look at our forecast after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
All right, in our surrounding areas, Las Vegas, high of 86 today, low of 57, Death Valley 95.62. Amargosa 85.49, Beatty 82.45, getting lower up there in the north at Goldfield 73.34, Tonopah 71.34, Carson City's high is 78 with a low tonight of 38, Fallon 76.33, and Fernley 76 is your high, 38 is your low. Today here in Pahrump, sunny skies with a high at 84, the winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour, humidity at 9%, and sunrise 6:50 this morning. Tonight, clear skies with your low of 53, winds out of the east at 6 miles per hour. Humidity is at 15% and sunset 6:08. Our 7-day forecast shows just a few clouds in the sky with Wednesday's high of 87, low of 53. Coming down over the weekend with Friday a high of 75, 51, Saturday 76, 52, Sunday 74, 49, and then back up all the way to 80 and your low of 53 on Tuesday. That's going to wrap up tonight's news. I'm Deanna.
And I'm Unette. And from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.